911 is a TV show that began in 2018 and has a very loyal following. The show revolves around the high-pressure situations that our first responders have to deal with on a daily basis. The show seems intense to film, so there is a lot of behind-the-scenes action to cover. Today, we'll discuss 911 behind-the-scenes secrets revealed. First up is dealing with a fake snake. When it comes to having animals on set, it's really hard to make sure that they're okay and don't hurt themselves or anyone around them. This is especially true for snakes who can get away easily and deal some serious damage to people. In shows like this, they don't risk this and just create a fake one to use for the scenes. During the first episode of the show, they had a snake in one scene. On set, this was a fake snake with a detachable head. It looked completely real and made the scene look great. That's just one behind-the-scenes secret that makes this show awesome. Messing around on set with the fake snake. The fake snake wasn't enough for the cast and crew to have. From some behind-the-scenes photos released once the season had aired, we can see members of the crew and cast messing around with the snake head. They were just chilling around with the head on their hand or even shoving it in each other's faces. They seem to be having lots of fun messing around and playing with the snake. I guess that's just another use for this sort of thing. The on-set atmosphere really seemed great and just shows how much these people love this show from the get-go. Pushing a fire truck. In this behind-the-scenes secret, there is a scene with a fire truck. In a behind-the-scenes image, it seems like the truck got stuck and wouldn't reverse. For this behind-the-scenes secret, there is an image of someone on set pushing the truck back as they try to reverse it. I guess even set vehicles can mess up and get stuck in the worst positions. They clearly wanted the truck to move, and it just wouldn't. Pushing it is either a joke or an actual helpful thing. Either way, this behind-the-scenes secret is very cool to see. Next up is fake tower to climb. For a scene involving a tower being climbed, you might think they would use a crane to keep the actor in the air as he climbed the tower. In most shows, this does happen as it's hard to recreate something like that in a studio, but 911 did it another way. Instead of doing it outside and on location, instead, the show did it in a green screen room studio. They created a small piece of the tower and bent it to fit with the camera lens in use. This creates an almost fish-eyed feel for the shoot. It looks great. The on-set piece looked amazing and saved some possible injury from happening on location. Next up is fake dead body to mess around with. This next one is in two separate behind-the-scenes secrets. For dead bodies on shows, they usually go about it in two different ways. The first one was used on the show. For some dead bodies, they will recreate the actor involved as a doll of sorts. They'll create a fake body, dress it up the same as the character and actor, and make them look dead. They'll add the prosthetics to make him match the character and then place them on a table. This seems to have been used on the show at least once, and it's a really cool behind-the-scenes secret to know about. Next up is making a person look dead. The other side of this behind-the-scenes secret was that they actually also made the actor look the exact same as the fake dead body for this scene. The actor had prosthetics to make him look dead with a fake metal rod through his body. He looks really dead, and there's a funny image of him scaring some of the crew and cast with just how dead he looked. This was a really cool thing for them to do and shows the dedication the show has to its craft and aesthetics. What a cool behind-the-scenes secret. Next up is plane in the water. These next two are also related and show just how cool these behind-the-scenes secrets can be. When it comes to using planes on TV, it's pretty hard to do. In this show's case, they used a broken down plane and made it look like they wanted it to. They placed it in the water and used it as a crash scene. Everything looked really real because the plane itself was an actual plane before they destroyed it for the show. They're so dedicated to making it all look real. It's one of the cool and best parts about this show. Next up is plane section on set. As well as having a plane in the water for that one scene, they also had a section of a plane on set or on location. It's really hard to see if the section is on set or actually in a forest. Either way, they got an actual plane segment to make this plane crash scene look really real and amazing. These sorts of secrets really show the passion behind shows like this. They really want to do justice to the situations and show the audience that this show has some love and care placed into it. This really shows with the final product and, of course, the on-set secrets we talked about. Next up is fake burn victims running around on set. This next on-set secret shows just how insane the prosthetics are for the show. For one of the early episodes of the show, they had some burn victims for a scene. First of all, the burns on these people looked so real, the makeup team did a great job on them. But behind the scenes, these few people with the prosthetics were wreaking havoc on the set. They were running around and scaring people. There's a few photos of them going around the internet, and again shows the dedication these people have to this amazing show. And finally, we have landing a real plane on set. Our final behind-the-scenes secret for the show 911 is that they actually landed a small plane on a golf course for one scene. You would think that this is all CGI or just some amazing amazing editing, but they did actually land that plane in the episode. They had a small few-seater plane and actually landed it on the set for the scene. This sort of thing happens all the time, as it's not exactly too hard for them to do. It does have some safety cautions, but overall, it's worth it for the scene. Most think it's all fake in the episode, but they did actually land this plane for the show. And that's the end of this list. 911 has some amazing behind-the-scenes secrets that not many shows can say they have. They do have some of the normal ones, like people messing around on set or some crazy prosthetics running rampant on set, but the dedication these crew and cast members have for the show is truly amazing. You don't see this sort of dedication for a show even when the show is new and fresh in people's eyes. Even in the first season of the show, you can see the dedication they had for the craft and the stories that they were telling. This show actually tells some real stories, and much of what they deal with would actually happen in real life. It seems like this dedication comes from the want to portray these stories in the best way possible for the victims and those related to them. They don't want to disrespect the stories of these people by making the show cringy or just downright terrible. They took time to make sure that things were correct and made sense. They want the show to look good, and you could see this through the dedication to using practical effects. Even when they are using a green screen room, there is an actual tower the actor is climbing on. It's not all fake. When it comes down to the plane crash sequence in the early episodes of the show, it really shows how much they care about these stories and how much they want to make an amazing show. They could have easily faked the entire thing and done it all in a green or blue screen, but they didn't. They got the plane in the water and all the practical effects like fire and smoke going. The actors were actually in that sort of environment, and it really makes that scene look impressive. Obviously, they didn't actually crash a plane, but with some practical effects, they made it look as close as you can get. Overall, this shows behind-the-scenes secrets and just how amazing it is and the love that those have for it. And that's the end of this video. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, let us know down in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications on. Thanks for watching.